pork in pan. For this we need to like boil 3 levels of pork, the skin, fat and the meat. Thick long slices of pork, and what we're going to do now is, in order to maintain an equilibrium heat that inside the pan, we need to cover it up like this. Roast it, we need to turn it around. And now once we turn it for the first time, okay, and it is also best time to put chili, red chili powder if you want, according to personal choice. The volvus, the fat is already melted, fat has already started to melt, and color is also pito masala. That means without spice, a meat is not a meat. Okay. If you don't want the spice, or if you don't want to eat meat, then what you can do is you can have a boiled broccoli. This is not a boiled broccoli, this is a meat. That's why we need as per the taste, all the things. Okay, now we can put the onions, okay, and the ginger garlic paste, and the tomatoes, okay. And even I prefer some capsicum. The meat is already cooked, so in order to protect it from overcooking, okay, so while cooking pork we need to be very careful. If you see over here, the pork is already cooked, so it is well enough to eat. So in order to protect it from being overcooked, we need to add some additional vegetables like onions, like capsicums, tomatoes. Okay, so this will help like to prevent overcooking. And now we need to provide it minimum flame. Okay, what we need to do is, before like putting the final touch of Spaniards, we need to cover it like for a minute. Sorry, the onion is a little bit mashed, and if you see tomato, it is pasted due to heat, due to thermal induction. Now, in order to like soak the extra fat oozed out from our pork belly, so what we need to do is we need to give a final touch with some leaves of this spinach. Okay, this spinach will balance the extra fat. If we don't put this spinach, then there will be over fat, and we cannot eat much. So in order to have like abundant like pork, what we need to do is we need to put some good leaves. Okay, not much and not less in a required quantity, and it is very, very important. Okay, now what we need to do is we just need to put the meat up and this spinach down. Okay, the spinach must be kept at the bottom, and the meat must be kept up like this from all sides, right, as far as possible. Okay, I'd like to repeat it once again for the last time. This additional spinach is kept to soak the output of the fat which is melted from the pork, and this is very, very important. Most of the people, what they think is like cooking vegetables like capsicum, tomatoes, onion must be cooked properly. But in case of pork, the pork must be boiled and it will be roasted a little bit. That means it is already cooked. But in order to get good taste, the rest of the vegetable must be half cooked. That will provide us good texture and good feelings of vegetables as well, and protect the vitamins and minerals. The full flame, and we cover it, and just after a minute, it will be ready to get served.